As a longtime fan of both Naruto and Bleach, I've always drawn comparisons between the two series, from comparing their main characters, the art styles, the storylines, and more. One of the comparisons that has always interested me is how similar two of the fights are, with both being considered one of their respective series' best. As you probably guessed from the thumbnail, I'm talking about the Naruto vs. Pain fight and the Ichigo vs. Ulquiorra fight. For this video, I'll be covering the manga version of these events, so any differences from the anime won't be accounted for. Starting off, both Pain and Ulquiorra are seen as higher ups in their groups. While neither were the true leaders, they're both seen in such ways, with Pain being the more public leader of the Akatsuki with Obito being behind the scenes, while Ulquiorra is sent around on the most missions by Aizen. They live up to this hype in their fights as well, gaining an upper hand over their respective opponents. Even when predicting Ulquiorra's movements and landing a clean blow, Ichigo barely damaged Ulquiorra. Similarly, Naruto's plans, such as when he finally gets openings on Pain, don't work either. In one instance, Pain gets his power back just in time, and in another, Naruto loses Sage Mode. Despite both getting dominated throughout the fight, they refuse help from their friends, deciding to continue fighting alone, mainly for the risk they'd be putting their friends at. However, despite their best efforts, they eventually both go down. Not only this, but mentally, they lose as well. Once Ulquiorra activates his second Resurrection, Ichigo drops onto his knees, and while he does gain the will to get back up, he quickly loses again, with Ulquiorra saying his heart is more of a liability than a strength. Pain also beats Naruto in their argument, with Naruto admitting to not having a response, and repeating himself more so than anything else. At this point, it seems pretty impossible for either to win, with Ichigo having a hole in his chest, free falling, and Naruto being locked in place, powerless to do anything. The only thing left to save either is the friends they previously rejected help from. Orihime saves Ichigo from his fall, but is unable to heal him, and Uryu can't do anything to Ulquiorra. Hinata runs in to save Naruto, despite knowing she can't win, and is quickly defeated by Pain. At this point, it seems hopeless, with our protagonist being defeated and everyone else incapable of fighting the enemy. But Ichigo's subconscious digs deep to answer Orihime's cries for help, as his inner hollow takes over, and Hinata's fall triggers the Nine Tails to take over Naruto, easily breaking the seal. While Ulquiorra and Pain don't seem worried, this will quickly change. Barely recognizable from their former selves, Naruto and Ichigo begin to change the tides. Naruto tanks the almighty push and blows Pain back, later releasing a Bijou Bomb, with Pain admitting his power is magnificent. Even when trying to restrain Naruto, Naruto releases two more tails, breaking through the Chibaku Tensei, his power now clearly too incredible for Pain, with him now planning to let out all 9 tails. Similarly, Ichigo's power is seen as impossible by Ulquiorra, who Ichigo now toys with, blitzing and tearing off Ulquiorra's arm, later grabbing his Lanza del Relampago with his bare hand. Ichigo gets a clean slice through Ulquiorra, who, at this point, stops fighting back, and Ichigo starts mutilating his body. While the tides have changed against the enemy, not all is well. Naruto and Ichigo are now out of control, being a danger to the friends that they were protecting. Ichigo even lashes out at Uryu, with Ulquiorra being the one to save him, and reverts Ichigo from his Vastalorde transformation. In Naruto's case, his father, Minato, steps in to stop Naruto from releasing the full power of the 9 tails. He also reinforces Naruto's beliefs, giving him confidence, and strengthens the seal to stop the 9 tails from gaining influence again. Ichigo prepares to fight Ulquiorra again, though due to the damage from the Vastalorde, he fades away. Naruto, in his Sage Mode, fights Pain and defeats him, now chasing Pain to find his real body. He finds Nagato, and while the two could continue fighting, they instead speak. Here we find another similarity. Throughout their fights, as I mentioned before, our heroes are arguing with the villains as well. Naruto and Pain have similar histories as well as similar pains, leading Naruto to understand Nagato's ideas for the cycle of pain. While initially unable to refute this, he is later able to bring up his own cycle, a cycle of peace, with Nagato seeing enough good in Naruto to essentially concede and give Naruto his belief, giving his life to reverse all he did to the village. Bleach shows a similar character arc as well, with Ichigo becoming more hollow as Ulquiorra becomes more human, and by the end, he finally understands the purpose of the heart, no longer seeing it as a liability. Overall, While obviously unique and different, these fights have many similarities. Both have the main character fighting a leader of the opposing group, and despite clearly losing ground, they continue fighting due to their belief and eventually clear their doubt. As much as they tried keeping their friends out of the way, they ultimately were needed to awaken the powers to gain the advantage, this being the 9 tails for Naruto and Ichigo's hollow powers. While they did overpower their adversaries, despite their enemies' initial confidence, they ultimately became a danger to their friends, before eventually gaining control back. The villains have similar arcs too, as despite starting out by mocking their opponent's ideas, they eventually realize the truth in them, and see the similarities they had with the main characters. Both of these fights also heavily affect the heroes' arcs, with this pushing them to learn to master their dangerous powers, goals they eventually achieve. It also affects their primary relationships, with Hinata finally admitting she loved Naruto, and Orihime further shows her belief in and care for Ichigo. While there are some differences, such as Ichigo never being able to finish his fight with Ulquiorra, where Naruto actually did get to defeat Pain, neither did land a killing blow, with Nagato giving up his life to help Naruto, despite his capability to continue fighting. Ultimately, I think the similarities between these two fights are some of the things that make them very special, and some of the best fights in their series, if not all of Shonen. They commonly use tropes, such as a character that cannot control their power, villains that get someone redeemed, or the themes of faith and hope, but they use them in a very good way, and both of them make it very emotionally impactful when most of the moments go down, as well as having incredible fighting animation in the anime and incredible art and panels in the manga. With that being said, I think I covered all the major similarities between these two fights. I'll be very interested in reading the comments here to see what you guys think, and if you'd like to talk to me about this directly, I'll leave a Discord server in the description for you guys to join. I don't have many plans for more Naruto content or Bleach content at the moment, but if you guys would really want to see more content for these two series, please comment that below so I can take it into consideration and try to put these series alongside my videos for other series, like Dragon Ball, Marvel, DC, and maybe even Star Wars. I'd also be interested in hearing if you guys like the kind of video essay narrative type content more, or if you prefer more power scaling oriented videos. All in all, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Please consider checking out some of my prior videos, and keeping an eye out for videos I'll be uploading in the future.